The moment she said it, the world around me froze. A stranger's whisper slicing through the station noise. "You're not going to work, but to the wilderness, where no one will find you." Her eyes locked onto mine. Dark, ancient, certain. And for the first time in months, I felt real fear. My name is Anna, 29, and until this morning I believed I was just another married woman seeing her husband off before his 3-day corporate trip. We kissed goodbye, he went to get coffee, and I waited with my suitcase. Calm, trusting, stupid. But the old gypsy woman's words burrowed under my skin like a shard of ice. Everything on my train ticket said otherwise. Correct train, correct carriage, correct time. Nothing strange. Nothing suspicious. And yet something inside me twisted. A warning. A tightening in my chest. I walked toward the ticket office with shaking hands, telling myself I was overreacting. But as I approached, I noticed something I had never paid attention to before. My destination wasn't the one I had chosen. It was printed in bold letters, but suddenly it felt foreign. Wrong. And when I opened my mouth to ask the clerk a question, her expression shifted. From polite to startled to scared. "Ma'am, who sent you on this route?" she whispered. I didn't answer, because at that moment I felt a hand touch my shoulder from behind. Soft. Familiar. But not comforting. I turned slowly, every muscle tight, expecting to see my husband holding the coffee he'd gone to buy. But it wasn't him. It was a station security guard, stern face, rigid posture, eyes scanning me like I was a problem he had been warned about. "Ma'am, may I see your ticket?" he asked. His tone wasn't routine. It was cautious, controlled, like he expected me to bolt. My throat dried. "Why? What's wrong?" He didn't answer. Instead, he gently took the ticket from my hand and examined it. That's when my stomach dropped. His eyes widened, just a fraction, but enough. "Who booked this for you?" he asked again, softer this time. "My husband." The words tasted metallic. The guard exchanged a loaded glance with the ticket clerk. She leaned forward, lowering her voice. "This route, people don't come back from it. It leads to an abandoned line. No villages. No stops. No staff." She swallowed. "We've had incidents." For a moment, everything inside me went still. My husband had booked the ticket, insisted on walking me here, insisted on putting me on this exact train, insisted I go today. Alone. Pieces clicked together, his recent coldness, secret phone calls, the financial stress he tried hiding, the new life insurance policy he rushed me to sign for safety. A chill crawled up my spine. The guard handed the ticket back. "Ma'am, I strongly advise you not to board that train." And just then, my husband's voice echoed behind me. "Anna? What's taking you so long?" I forced a smile as I turned toward him, the ticket trembling between my fingers. He approached casually, coffee in hand, pretending nothing was wrong. But his eyes flicked to the guard and the clerk with a sharpness he couldn't hide. "Everything okay?" he asked, voice sweet but tight around the edges. A performance. One I suddenly realized I had seen many times before. The guard stepped slightly closer to me, subtly positioning himself between us. "Her ticket seems unusual," he said carefully. "I was just advising." "My wife is fine," my husband cut in, placing his arm around my shoulder. Too forcefully. Too claiming. The guard's jaw tightened. I felt his fingers digging into my upper arm, just enough pressure to send a message. "Don't say anything." I swallowed hard. "Actually, I wanted to ask something about the destination." He didn't let me finish. "She gets anxious traveling," he laughed. "Overthinks everything. Let's go, sweetheart." But I saw it. A flicker of panic behind his controlled smile. He knew I knew. The clerk leaned forward again. "Ma'am, if you want to change your route, I can do it right now." My husband stiffened. "Anna," he said under his breath, smile frozen, voice trembling with authority disguised as concern. "You're coming with me. Now." The guard stepped in. "Sir, let her speak." My husband's eyes darkened, a flash of something cold, violent. And that's when his phone buzzed. A name lit up the screen. A woman's name. Someone I'd never seen before. His hand moved to hide it, but too late. The name glowing on a screen burned into my vision. Marina, call AS. Not a coworker. Not a relative. Just a first name, intimate, urgent, bold. My husband's thumb shot over the notification, but the guard had already seen it too. His expression hardened. Mine shattered. Who's Marina? I asked, my voice too steady for the earthquake inside me. He smiled too quickly. Nobody. Work issue. But his pupils contracted. His jaw twitched. And then, the phone buzzed again. This time, a preview popped up before he could react. Did you put her on the train? Message me once it's done. The guard exhaled sharply. Sir, step back. My husband grabbed my wrist, yanking me toward him with a force that stole breath from my lungs. Anna, stop. You're overreacting, he hissed. You're coming now. People turned. Eyes widened. His control was slipping. And for the first time, I saw who he truly was. Not the charming, tired, stressed husband I'd rationalized for months, but a man cornered by his own intentions. The guard moved between us. Sir, let her go. Now. My husband's face twisted into a snarl he'd never shown me. Anna doesn't know what she's doing, he barked, voice cracking. She trusts me. But I didn't. Not anymore. And then, a woman's voice echoed through the station speakers. Paging someone. Paging her. Passenger Marina Voronova. Please come to the main platform. My husband went pale. His reaction told me everything before Marina even appeared. The blood drained from his face, so fast I thought he might collapse. He wasn't scared of losing me. He was scared of being caught with her. I stepped back, my wrists still throbbing from where he'd gripped me. The guard positioned himself at my side now, no hesitation, no doubt whose safety mattered. My husband forced a shaky smile. Anna, listen. I can explain all of this. The ticket, the calls, everything. For the first time today, my voice held power. Then explain. He opened his mouth. Nothing came out. Only a trembling breath. Behind us, hurried heels clicked against the station floor. A tall brunette, perfectly dressed, carrying an expensive tote, scanning the crowd with anxious eyes. Marina. She saw him first. Relief flooded her face. Then confusion as she noticed me, and the guard and the tension thick enough to choke on. Why didn't you answer my messages? She demanded. He flinched, and something dark, calm, strategic settled inside me. I wasn't going to scream. I wasn't going to fall apart. He had tried to ship me to a dead-end railway line where incidents happened. He wanted me gone, disappear clean gone. For insurance money, debts, and a fresh life with her. So, I made a decision. I wouldn't run. I wouldn't hide. I would let him talk himself into the grave he dug for me. And when I turned back to the clerk, my voice was ice. Can you print a duplicate of his text messages for security records? My husband froze. The color drained from his face so completely it was like watching a man die standing up. Anna, he whispered, don't do this. But the clerk had already nodded. Yes, ma'am. We can forward the message preview to station security for record-keeping. Marina blinked in disbelief. Record-keeping? For what? What's going on? The guard answered before I could. Ma'am, we have reason to believe your partner may have been attempting to send his wife on a hazardous, unstaffed route under false pretenses. Gasps rippled around us. My husband snapped. That's ridiculous. She's unstable. She's lying. He reached for me again, but this time I stepped back first. And when I did, the guard placed a firm hand on my husband's chest, stopping him mid-lunge. Sir, do not touch her again. Marina stared at him like she was seeing him for the first time. You told me she was abusive, that she wanted a divorce, that she was draining you financially. Her voice cracked. You said she wouldn't be a problem much longer. His head whipped toward her. You weren't supposed to repeat that. But it was too late. Everyone heard. I stayed silent, composed, letting him unravel himself thread by thread. Finally, I looked at the guard. I'd like to file a formal report. Immediately. My husband's eyes widened in horror because he realized I wasn't just exposing him. I was outsmarting him. And the real revenge had only begun. He thrashed against the guard's grip, humiliation blazing across his face as more people slowed to watch. Anna, stop. You can't do this to me. His voice cracked, anger tangled with desperation. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't even look at him. I just walked toward the small glass-walled security office beside the platforms, Marina trailing behind me like a ghost who had just realized she helped build the gallows her lover was now hanging from. Inside, the supervisor listened as I explained everything. The false ticket, the abandoned route, the life insurance policy, the threatening messages on his phone. Marina added her part too. Every lie he told her, every promise, every disturbing detail she thought was romantic secrecy until now. My husband was brought in moments later, wrists restrained, eyes blazing with betrayal, toward me, unbelievably. You're ruining my life, he spat. I met his glare with calm, terrifying clarity. You tried to end mine. He looked to Marina, pleading. Say something. Tell them we're in this together. Her lips trembled. I didn't sign up for this, she whispered. His face collapsed. The supervisor handed me a document to sign. Mrs. Ivanova, your statement will initiate a criminal investigation. Attempted harm, fraud, conspiracy. This won't disappear. For the first time all day, I breathed fully. And that's when my husband said the last thing in the world I expected. Anna, if I go down, you're going with me. His threat hung in the room like toxic smoke. For a moment, no one moved. No one breathed. I turned to him slowly, meeting the eyes of the man who tried to erase me from the world. How exactly? I asked quietly. Do you imagine I'm going down with you? He leaned forward, voice trembling with a last desperate attempt at control. You've depended on me for everything. You can't survive without me. When they question your mental health, when they hear how unstable you are. The supervisor cut him off sharply. Sir, we've reviewed the surveillance footage. Your actions today contradict every claim you're making. The guard added, we also recovered your phone. The messages, planning, financial motives, it's all documented. His mouth fell open. That was the moment he realized he wasn't in a marriage anymore. He was in a crime scene of his own making. Marina stepped back, disgust replacing every trace of love. I hope they lock you away long enough to figure out who you really are. He lunged forward once more, but the officers restrained him fully this time, dragging him out of the office as he screamed my name. Not with love, not with remorse, but with the fury of a man who had finally lost control of his last victim. I exhaled, a slow, steady release. Freedom tasted metallic and new. As I walked out of the station, the gypsy woman was gone. But her warning echoed in my mind, and I realized something powerful. Some strangers see your danger long before you see it yourself. And I was alive because I finally chose myself.